Hi everybody, and welcome back to this 7-part series on building the 9-second territory. This is episode 3, and I normally try to get a video out at the end of every month, like the last weekend of the month, but so my apologies, this one didn't come out the end of last month, but that's because I didn't have my car back yet, and I want my car here to so I could show you what I've done to it in this episode. And just flip the camera around. There she is. Finally got it back last evening. I left here 4 o'clock in the morning, and yesterday morning I got back at 1:30 this morning. So yeah, it's a long drive, but it's worth it. So oh, and before I get stuck into it, I'd just like to say, well, actually, I'm kind of lost for words because when I first started doing this series, I thought, oh, I might have, by the end of the series, I might have 5 subscribers, and maybe 3 of those would be friends of mine to help me out. But about 2 or 3 weeks after I posted the second video, I noticed there's like 18 subscribers, and I thought, gee, I didn't realize there's so many people willing to watch an old man talk about his territory, but there you go. So last Saturday, I think it was, I had one of those afternoons where I couldn't be bothered doing anything, just a lazy afternoon, and I thought, oh, I'm in several 6 or 7 Ford groups, Ford Turbos or Territory Turbo groups on Facebook. I thought I'll just do a post on there to say, I'm doing these series of videos. So I did that, and that would have been late Saturday afternoon, and then Saturday afternoon, yes. So Saturday evening when I went to bed at 11 o'clock, I had a quick look, and my subscribers went from 18 to 59, and then the next morning 77. I thought, gee, don't people sleep? And at the moment I think it's over 120, so I'm really shocked and surprised. I don't know what else to say. And because of that, I'm seriously considering now to keep doing the videos. Once this is finished, this 7-part series, I'm considering still doing a monthly video, because I'm always tinkering around with my territory, trying to think of ways to make it go quicker down a quarter mile. And during the inverted commas off season, during the winter months, that's usually when I work on it. And I'm gonna have to start learning how to do this videoing, because I could probably do time-lapse videos while I'm working on the car, and put some music to it. Don't panic, it won't be any of that doof or rap crap music, nothing like that. But oh, and I would like to ask you all a question. Personally, when I watch a YouTube video, I prefer them to go about 15 to 20 minutes long, because that way I could watch them during my coffee break or during my lunch break. And because I don't want to really sit down in the evening to watch videos, because I got to spend some time with my lovely wife. So she puts up with me enough as it is with the cars. So I just want to ask you all, if you're happy with 15 to 20-minute videos, because I'm also a bit time poor to do anything longer maybe. But just let me know in the comments if that's okay. Anyway, let's. Oh, and another comment that somebody posted on Facebook was, how much did it all cost? And I thought, oh, that's a good question, because I didn't think of telling people what these upgrades cost when I'm doing these videos. It's probably a little bit irrelevant, because I've been doing this over the last 10 years or so, 9-10 years. So most of these prices, most of the work was done pre-COVID, so it doesn't have the COVID tax on it. But I still will tell you the costs as I go along. So anyway, last month we left off at, the second episode we left off at 240 kilowatts, I think, from memory, with the simple upgrades. And I'm jumping the gun here. I also just want to reiterate, I can't even pronounce the words, just emphasize that the reason I went with the second video, I think it was, or even the first video, I went through it because I just wanted to tell people, buy a good car to start off with. And the second video, I had a bit of a rant with young people, trying to teach them how to buy and sell cars. So if you haven't seen the second video, just skip the first half and watch the second half. But anyway, I'll grab the invoice and we'll go through what I've done with the car. Okay, let's start. Here we go. First item, Plasma Man Territory 1000 kit. So that's the intercooler. And I don't know if there's enough light here. I should have thought of this before. But anyway, yeah, there's a Plasma Man intercooler hiding behind there, right up to 1,000 horsepower. And at the time, I thought, well, that's more than sufficient for what I want. I chose Plasma Man because everything just fits. You just bolt it on and it all fits. So that's the reason I went for Plasma Man. And, it's a proven quality product. I mean, the fastest guys in the States even use them. So it's something to say about the strength and quality. The second item, the Garrett GTX 3584 RS Turbo. Well, that's no longer there. This is the new turbo, and I'm going to keep that under wraps for the time being. We still have to do some more fine tuning on it and everything, but there's a new turbo on there, and I will say it's it's a bit a bit better. I'm not saying the Garrett that was a good turbo, but this one's a bit better. So next on the list, prices. Plasma Man Plenum kit. Oh, and plus the Plenum. I got a Plasma Man top half Plenum. I mainly did that because it just looks neater. It's only the top half. The bottom half is still factory original. I just got the top half because I think it just looks neater, and I'm old school. I believe the less bends you have in anything, the better it is. And then we come to the Manta exhaust system. That's going to be kind of hard to show you. Well, here's the center muffler. What I do is whenever I go to Geelong Revival time trials and I want to get the best out of it, I'll remove the center muffler and I just bolt in its place. I don't know if you can see it. Just I don't know if you can see it. Just a straight twin pipes. So I do that, like I said, if I ever try to do a personal best at the drags or at the Geelong speed trials, I remove the center muffler, and also on a dyno we leave it off to get the optimal performance out of it. So that's why it's there. I got to put it back on. Actually, surprisingly, with it removed, it's actually still reasonably sedate. It's not that noisy, so I probably could leave it off and get away with it, but I'll just put it back on. It's just 4 or 6 bolts. Next item on the list were NGK spark plugs. I've always bought NGKs ever since I've been here in Australia. I've got here K&N air filter, but that's no longer on it. That was just a temporary measure. I had the intake pipe coming up on top of the rocker cover, and I had an air filter there, which used the factory scoop, which I no longer have. But that was just a temporary stopgap solution at the time. What else I got here? Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting. The mantis system, you have a choice of stainless steel or mild steel. I chose for the stainless steel one, and that set me back at the time $3,059. The turbo at the time, again, that set me back $3,477. And the Plasmaman intercooler along with the plenum, that set me back $3,130. Then I had a Walbro fuel pump installed in the fuel tank out back. That set me back, I can't remember, I think it was a $460, but that set me back $218. And then of course you had all the connections that was required for the larger turbo. I had a Earl's, here's the filter, Earl's Exo 6 Turbo oil feed kit, also ARP head studs I put in it. Crow, I'm skipping it again. The oil feed kit from Earl's was $180. ARP head stud kit was $502. We put in Crow race valve springs. That sent me back $307. And then you got all these odds and ends like the fittings and what have you not. Hose required. Hose clamps, fuel hose, vacuum hose. Whacked in a new Ryco fuel filter, but that's no longer Ryco anymore. Coolant. The injectors, Expert 950cc injectors. So that was the second lot of injectors I put in, the 950cc. In the second episode, previous episode, you will see I put the other injectors in it. And since then I've upgraded injectors 2 more times. So a total of 4 times I've upgraded the injectors. And then again, some more sundries, what have you not. So including the labor to fit all that stuff, and a dyno tune, that was $3,630. So that, including all the parts that I just mentioned, plus the sundries, bits and pieces. Yeah, it's a large chunk of money. It was what was it, $16,663. But hey, you know, you got to spend your money on something. I don't smoke, I don't gamble, I don't drink much, so this is my adrenaline rush. So there you have it. That was that upgrade, that stage or step, whatever you want to call it. So as you remember the previous video, that was 240 kilowatts from memory, with those couple minor upgrades that we did to it. So now with these upgrades, it went from 240, I'll show you. We went from 240 to 364. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, with those modifications, the intercooler, the turbo, an exhaust system, and all the other bits and pieces. I suppose the main thing was the plenum, the intercooler, the turbo itself, and the exhaust system. Everything else is just, and the larger injectors. Other than that, everything else is just, like I said, bits and pieces to fit it all. So that made an extra 24 kilowatts doing all that. So yeah, again, after all that, I was happy with that. And but that didn't last long.